In this episode of Jasanswers, I'm going to answer a question here but from Samuel Caoagdan. And Samuel's asking, wala pa kasi ako computer or laptop. Ask ko lang po if there is an online job using smartphone or tablets. Thanks po and hope you don't mind. So Samuel here is asking, he doesn't have a laptop or a desktop right now, which is very common in the Philippines. A lot of families don't have their own laptops or desktops, or there's just one computer for the whole family. And he wants to know if you can get work just using cell phones or using tablets like iPads and so on. So Samuel, let me go ahead and turn that around into another question for you. So if you were going to hire a carpenter, I don't mean to be philosopher or anything, but if you were to hire a carpenter and they went to your house and you wanted to fix the roof or something with the walls or the door or something, or let's say just the roof, okay, the ceiling, not the roof, the ceiling. You wanted the ceiling to be fixed. You called a carpenter and you said, okay, I'll go over there, and then you ask him, okay, there's a hole in the ceiling, can you fix it? And then he says, I don't have any tools. I don't have a saw. I don't have a screwdriver. I don't have a hammer. But I can still do work. Maybe I have a pencil. Will that be okay? And it's a similar, and sorry for making that crazy example, but it's the thing is it's similar. When you're trying to do work for a company, for a client or an actual company, you really need your tools. You really need a computer. Just like the carpenter, you can't expect him to work with just his hands and a pencil. He can't use the pencil to drive in the nails. That's not going to work. Just like if you're doing freelance work, if you're doing online work, any kind of work, you do need the tools. You do need a computer. You do need a laptop or a desktop. And the thing is, nowadays, computers are getting cheaper and cheaper every year. Okay, so you can get a very good, well, not a very good, but a decent, an okay laptop for 15,000 pesos, brand new. Okay, not even secondhand. That's brand new. And if you look for something secondhand, there are a lot of desktop computers that are below 10,000 or 12,000, 10,000 pesos. So you don't really need to spend very much. It's not going to be very, very expensive. Yes, you do have to invest. You do have to invest a bit. 15,000 pesos, maybe 20,000, depending on what you're looking for. But if you're able to afford a laptop, if you're able to afford like a smartphone, an Android phone, and if you're able to afford a tablet, like an iPad or an Android tablet, then you can slowly invest in a laptop. Okay, I've seen people who have iPads, but they don't have computers, and they ask, can I work on my iPad? Well, an iPad is more expensive than a laptop. So put some money into a laptop. It's definitely worth it. And you may see some people saying they have openings that all you need is your cell phone. And then you're going to get paid for that. You just do stuff on your cell phone. You do stuff on Facebook, and then you're going to get paid. However, all of those kind of openings fall into two categories. The ones that I've seen. Number one is it's a scam. You're just going to do stuff and you're not going to get paid for it. Or well, three. Number one, it's a scam. So that's number one. Number two, it's unethical work. And I don't like doing anything unethical. Unethical work means that you're doing things that are fraudulent, that are misleading, that are deceiving to other people. And if somebody just gives you instructions or want access to your Facebook account, I've seen job openings like that. They're just going to pay you to access your Facebook account. Then they're using it for certain, I'd say, not necessarily immoral, but unethical, masama. The work might be masama. They might be using your Facebook account for bad things. You never know. That's the thing. Especially if they talk about ads. Why don't they do it on their own Facebook account? Why would they use yours? That's because they're doing bad things. Okay, so that's the second thing. First thing is scams. Second, bad things are going on. Third is that you're paid almost nothing. You're paid something. I've seen jobs where you're paid something like 5 or 10 pesos every hour of work. Okay, so you don't want to do that. It's not worth it. That's the third one. So you're paid very little because it's low quality work. It's like if you're paying a carpenter to fix your ceiling and he only has his hands and a pencil. You're not going to be paying him a lot of money because it's not worth it. So if you don't have the tools, if you don't have the right tools, then you're not going to be able to get the jobs that you're looking for. You're not going to be able to be paid properly, or you're going to be doing unethical things that might get you things that, your Facebook account might get banned, or you're just going to be doing things that are misleading, and that's just bad. Doing things that are not for good purposes. Okay. So there you have it. I highly recommend that you invest in tools so that you can get the proper online jobs, but get the proper freelance work. And it's definitely worth it. Once again, it's not very expensive to invest in computers and laptops nowadays because they're getting cheaper and cheaper. Save up some money, 15,000 or 20,000 pesos. You can buy something brand new or look around. Internet cafes sell their secondhand computers all the time. And you can get them for like 10,000, 12,000 pesos. Okay, so that's what I'd recommend for you. Just invest. It's definitely worth it. Okay, if you have any questions for me, any of you guys watching, please ask them in the comments down below, or you can leave me a voice message over at ask.jasondulay.com. I'll talk to you later.